All right, we are in here for another stream, another Wednesday stream, and we're on time here again today, 1 p.m. I'm trying to do these every week at 1 p.m. Go live and mix a song from start to finish. If you can tell, if you've watched any of my videos before, you can probably hear I'm a little bit sick here from traveling and all the changing weather in the fall here, so might have a couple obstacles to deal with there while we're mixing hearing wise, but we are going to jump in here. This song is called A Little While. So if you click the link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description, you can download the multi-tracks for this song completely for free. The title is up here, so you can download the tracks for the song called A Little While. The tempo is down here, and it's in the key of D. The tempo and the key are also in the file names when you download it. Not too big of a song here. A little drum kit, bass, couple electric guitars, couple acoustics, keys, and a lead vocal. No background vocals to deal with here today. Let's jump in here and let's get started with this track. I have my mix bus processing in here. I'm running the console shaper. Just the drive is turned on all the way down at 0 here. Let me quickly adjust my volumes here as well on the stream. So just running the drive at 0. Then I have a mix bus compressor here. I like running this Brit comp. It's similar to, as you can tell, an SSL style bus compressor. I run the threshold at negative 1.6 there, ratio at 2:1, 30 millisecond attack, 100 millisecond release. So slowest attack, fastest release here, being as gentle as possible on the entire mix. And then just a dB of makeup gain, because we're going to hit at about 2, maybe 3 dB reduction. At the end of the chain here, I like to run the soft tube tape machine, just giving a little bit of tape saturation to the mix here. I run it just a touch up from default settings here, so 5.1 on the amount. I run it on the B type because it gives me a little bit more bottom end warmth, and then 30 inches per second there. Last but not least, on the actual mix bus here, where everything's feeding to, is a limiter, and this is just bumping everything up by 6 dB and running the ceiling at -1. Gives me a little bit of limiting and bumps up the volume, so I get that mastering kind of vibe while I am mixing. That way there's no illusions about volume balancing or anything like that when it does come time for mastering. Let's get into it here. I'm going to load in all of my plugins first. This is something I like to do before I get into the mix. That way I'm not thinking about reaching for plugins or anything like that. I'm just kind of thinking about what I want to do to this sound. So for kick drum, we'll do kick level. Snare drum, we'll do snare level. And all this does is it loads in the plugins I'm going to use. There's nothing going on any of the plugins. It just saves me a little bit of time. Side stick will copy over the snare. There's no toms on this, which is kind of nice. For hi-hat and overheads, we'll both run the overhead setting. You can see that one comes with a high-pass filter built in. Tambourine will be our percussion mix. Now, on the bass DI and bass amp here, I like to run an EQ that splits the frequency range. So for the DI, we're going to use just the bottom end. So everything below 180 hertz, that's a 24 dB per octave slope. And then for the amp, we're going to do the opposite. It'll be everything above 180 hertz. Again, 24 dB per octave slope. And then both of those are feeding into the bass bus. And we'll run the bass level processing there. All of the electrics, I'm going to run my electric preset, which is just an EQ and a compressor. For the acoustics, we will run my acoustic preset. Again, just an EQ and a compressor. Excuse me. For all of the keys, I'm going to pull in my piano preset to start. For the pad, we probably won't need any kind of compression at all. And for the horns, maybe this Fairchild, we'll kind of see what ends up happening here. And then the lead vocal, we'll just run my lead vocal chain, which you can see has a couple extra plugins that I've thrown on there just for safekeeping. All right, let's pull up the kick drum and let's jump into the track here. Bump the bass up to 0 there. Level first, I want it sitting around, the -12 marker there. Shouldn't need the limiter. It looks pretty even. Roll off a touch of this bottom here. A little heavy. I want to push more of this 80 hertz area. That feels good. Now, actually, something I've been trying to do is use more of the analog style plugins that come with Studio One. I just can't get comfortable with them sometimes. I love the flexibility of their stock compressor, but I've been trying to get some of this analog vibe. So let's try this guy on the kick drum. 3-to-1 ratio. So we have that versus this. See, I like the stock one better. It keeps the kick drum more out front to me. I think it's the faster release. All right, let's push some top here up at 9K. You can see we have this little peak at 5K, but it kind of slopes down afterwards. Let's get the bottom end set. Adjusting the levels, we push bottom, it's really going to bump up the volume. I like that. Maybe some more top though. And a little bit of this maybe 2.5 area. Like this is like the Warren Hewitt frequency range produced like a pro. Nice. And we might fatten the kick drum up a little bit more later. Here's our snare. Flip to mono. Again, we won't need the limiter. Really, really heavy there. Roll off some of the bottom. Little bit of compression. Nice. Let's get some sizzle, some top end there. Bring out the bottom snares. Nice. And then you can see we have this little dip here in the mids. So let's pull up some mid-range. And then we need some weight down below. Now it looks like there's a couple hits that are jumping way, way, way out of control. So I'm going to throw a limiter at the end of the chain here. Nice. Pull the side stick in. Maybe a touch of compression just to sharpen it a little bit, attack-wise. Hear how that little bit of compression pushes that front end transient? Nice. Just about 3, maybe 4 dB reduction there. I don't know if we need much top end. I'm going to push a little bit. So see, you get more of that kind of that on side stick, which we don't want. And there's no bottom snares to crank up. That's not bad. A little bit of weight isn't hurting us. And volume isn't too important, like looking at the level visually, because the stick's going to have a sharper transient. I like to keep the snares a little bit lower because we're going to get more energy on them when we pull up the rooms. Our hi-hat, we can literally just do this. Ooh, not many cymbal hits actually. There's just a little tap at the end here. So let's take a look at what that is on the overheads. Is it just a ride tap? It is. We'll just roll off some of the mid-range on that. Nice. So it's a little airier. You can pull that down a little bit more. Nice. Very cool. Now we'll add in our room here. All this is it's the open air plugin from Studio One, which is their impulse response plugin, excuse me. And I like pulling in, it's a Bricasti emulation from the Simplicity pack. It used to be free when I grabbed it back in the day. I don't know if it still is, but if you search around on Google for Simplicity's Bricasti pack, it comes with a whole bunch of impulse responses from the old Bricasti unit. I'm just running Studio B, Room 2, the close mics, and I dial the size down to about 400 milliseconds. 400 milliseconds, excuse me, keeps it nice and tight, but still gives me a lot of energy when I pull it up, a lot of room sound. And honestly, I kind of run it at 0 most of the time. That tambourine looks so loud. It's already pushing the compressor so hard. I'm going to bump it down 3 dB just on the gain there just to see. We're not going to mix that in yet. I like to do tambourine percussion stuff pretty late in the track. You can tell right away this is a violin bass by how much mid-range is there. When the mid-range is equal with the bottom end. It's very spiky too. I don't know why we're in mono there. That's kind of strange. Do we have anything else that's randomly in mono? Okay. trying with a faster attack, but it's not. I kind of like just pushing the bass harder into the compressor. Gives it more energy and gives it some top end grit as well. So we've pulled out a lot of this 200, 250 area. Let's get some bite up in this like 700 area. This helps slot the bass really nicely in between guitars and keyboards. And now because we're pushing that compressor so hard, we have some top end that we can push up. A little air up there as well. It's okay. Sounds like the ocean, right? The old Dave Pensato line. Low end seems really even, so I've been running a multi-band on bass guitar, but I'm going to pull in an EQ here. That feels really good on the bottom end. Nice. Very nice. Again, make sure you download the multi-tracks for this song. It's called A Little While. Link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description. You can download the multi-tracks. You can mix along with the stream here or just use them for your own mixing practice as well. You don't have to do anything that I'm doing if you don't want to. Our main instrument driving the track is the piano. Oh my god, that's so loud. Bumping the gain down there 3 dB. A little bit of ringing going on there. Where's that at? Right there. Let's get rid of that. That's not bothering me too much. I thought I heard some up top. Now the question is, before compression, do I want to pull out any of this low mid area? Now it's starting to bother me up top. Now, got to be careful with some of those notches, some of those pointy frequencies like that. If you hone in on them too much when you're listening, you'll never unhear them. A little bit of brightness to the piano. Oh, all these guitars are so loud as well. I'm going to pull all of those down about 3 dB. Here's our first one. Pretty even frequency-wise, actually. Put a little bit of compression on it. This guy's quite beefy. A little ringing there. Right there. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to automate the pan on this rhythm guitar to go wide during the choruses. This is going to give us a little bit of width and a bump of energy on the chorus. So we go from here. Ooh, I'm gonna put that maybe 50. I'm gonna flip to mono for just a second. We're gonna EQ this guitar in. A little heavy, a little muddy. Better. Is that the same ringing frequency? Yep. Now listen to how it goes wide. All right, we've got this pad that runs the length of the song, so let's get this in and see what this is all about here. Just a one-note pad. A little bit of movement there if we boost some top on it. Now we've got this pair of acoustics. Let's see what these are about. These are a little loud too. So if you download the multi-tracks for this song, which again, top of the chat or top of the description, song is called A Little While. I'm just knocking these audio files down by about 3 dB, and you can do that manually over here with the gain tool or whatever DAW you're working in. Just pull the clip gain down. I hear that frequency again. I see it. compression. Compressor's perfect, nice. A little bit of top. And then I like putting the multi-bend at the end of the chain here, just to protect the top end. And then we have these this horn patch going on. All right, excuse me. All the instruments are in here. I'm going to do a quick balance of just the melodic instruments here and just kind of see in mono where everything's fitting. Now here's our tambourine. I like adding a little bit of this like 3K area. There's still way too much of this pushing into the compressor. Better. All right, let's get our lead vocal into play here.
5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. Well, I'm just happy to see your smiling face. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay.
A little bit of high pass. Let's add some compression.
5 minutes or 5. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay.
DS or for that big
5
S.
minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. 5 minutes of.
Probably needs a little bit of touch up on tuning. It feels a little under on some of these notes.
5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. Well, I'm just 5 minutes or 5
Some
whole
top end.
hours. I don't care how long you stay. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay.
And then maybe some of this 3K area.
Well, I'm just happy. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay.
Some bottom end.
5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. Well, I'm just happy to see your smiling face for a little while. Would you have me if I could change? If I could clean the mess I'd made? Pick out the pieces of my shattered heart and just be a friend to start. 'Cause I could be the one you call each night. Would you have me if I could change? If I could clean the mess I'd made? Pick out the pieces of my shattered heart and just be a friend to start. 'Cause I could be the one you call each night to bitch about your busy life. From day to week is all I get. Well, I'll take it.
A little under there.
But I won't ask for nothing more. If you want this, then tell me. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. I'm just happy to see your smiling face for a little while, for a little while. Don't give up
So as I'm listening through, the biggest thing sticking out to me is the little bit of frequency imbalance and the little bit of volume imbalance we have. That's going to come from the reference tracks, especially because I mentioned at the beginning of the stream I'm a little bit sick here. You can probably hear I'm a little stuffed up. That kind of gets into your head as well when you're sick. So if you're an audio engineer, if you're in the music industry as a mixer or a mastering engineer, and this is your day job, when you get sick, you know it kind of gets in your head, it kind of gets in your ears a little bit, and you get cloudy and stuffed up. This is another reason having a reference track or having a piece of music that you know very, very well that you can pull into your system and it can reorient your ears. Even if I'm off my game a little bit, even if my ears aren't 100%, I can pull in the reference track and flip back and forth and I can know, okay, I need to push more of this. I'm lacking in this today. So that's where our reference tracks are going to come into play here to make sure even though I'm stuffed up here, that we're going to get this sitting where it should, volume and frequency wise. And then the other thing that's sticking out is the little bit of tuning we need on the lead vocal. But I probably won't do that on stream. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me tune a vocal. That is not interesting and not exciting in the least. But I am going to loop a little section of the song here, and we are going to get this fixed up with the reference tracks here. So let's take a listen here. I don't think we'll need any of the other effects here, so I'm actually gonna nuke those. I'm gonna bump this up to 0, but I'm gonna put on a frequency band here. We're gonna listen to just the bottom end first here, but bear in mind if you have subs, excuse me, this is gonna get very, very loud. If you're just listening on headphones like me, it's going to be a little bit louder, but it shouldn't blow you away here. So here's just 50 hertz and below. I'm going to listen in mono. Let's take a listen to what this sounds like, and we'll flip back and forth against our reference tracks here. Listening to the kick drum and bass guitar pretty much. I'm actually really, really satisfied with that. Wow. I'm surprised. With me being a little sick here, I would think my frequency range would be way, way, way off. Well, we still could be, though. Bass sounds great. Now for the kick drum, I'm gonna push just a touch more here. That's better. I'm happy with that. Okay. Bottom end's feeling good. Let's jump up and let's check the super, super high. So I like to go from the super, super lows to the super, super highs. It kind of shocks my ears a little bit. Make sure that I'm still listening fresh and I still have a fresh perspective on the track. So much top end on the vocal that we just don't need. Better. All right, let's check our kick and snare. kick actually sounds good, top end wise. I might pull a touch of the top end of the snare down. All right. 5K to 10K, so this is an octave here. All right. Top end sounded good on the vocal now. Kick and snare sound good too. I'm gonna go wide here. That was me trying to open up my ears a little bit more. All right. 2K to 5K is our next frequency range here. Jordan, thanks for the comment. I'm glad you're digging it. Actually, a little bit more of that 3K. Or... That sounded really good. All right, let's keep moving. 1K to 2K. Let's see how we're sounding here. I'll pull just a touch of this out. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave that. A little bit of that out on the snare. The rest of the track feels really heavy around this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an EQ on this keys bus here and just pull out a touch of that. Acoustics are fine in that area. A lot of guitar there, so I'm going to pull out a little bit of that on the... This top end area and the mid range area is what I was worried most about with me being sick, because I feel stuffy and I feel like I'm hearing more of that, and maybe I'm not putting enough in or I'm putting too much in. So let's keep moving here. 500 to 1K, another octave. Okay, that's feeling good there. Let's keep moving. 200 to 500, so a little over an octave. That feels a little woofy. Better. Could use more of this on the kick drum. Never thought I'd be saying something like that, huh? And some a little bit of that much on the bass too. I'm going to pull a little bit of this area out on the keys. Okay. Last kind of frequency range here is 100 to 250, so a little over an octave again. Let's see how we're sounding. That sounds really, really good. All right, we're going to turn this off. And I'm going to adjust my volume here a little bit because I'm going to listen at 0 here now. So I'm going to pull this down. So you'll be listening at essentially the same volume here on the stream, but I'm going to be listening up at 0 here now. So I don't want to blow you away by giving you something way too loud. Let's kind of listen from, are we starting at the beginning here? Ooh, we are. I like that. We're fading in from the pad. Very, very nice. What I am going to do, though, is give Everything a little fade here, just so there's no chance of a click or a pop or anything at the beginning. Of course, me right-clicking on that just ruined everything. I don't want to select all because I don't want to grab any of the edits on the vocal or anything like that. We'll just give a little fade there.
Would you have me if I could change? If I could clean the mess I'd made? Pick out the pieces of my shattered art and just be a friend to start. 'Cause I could be the one you call each night to bitch about your busy life. One day a week is all I get. Well, I'll take it. Ooh, but I won't ask for nothing more. If you want this, then tell me. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. I'm just happy to see your smiling face for a little while, for a little while. Don't give up on me. Day and night, you're on my mind. You make me wanna lead a better life with your talk of food and your funny little shoes. You make me want you more each day. It's true, I love you. But I won't ask for nothing more. If you want this, then tell me. 5 minutes or 5 whole hours. I don't care how long you stay. Well, I'm just happy to see your smiling face for a little while, for a little while, for a little while.
I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to fade the pad out a little sooner. And then I'm going to give everything else a little fade at the end here too. Just for good measure. But the track is sounding really, really good. I'm really happy with how it's turning out here. Oh, I'm doing crazy things there. Make sure we got the right thing. We'll check our fade one more time. Our vocal doesn't need to come way out there. That's completely unnecessary.
For a little while, for a little while.
And we'll set our endpoint. I'm really, really happy with that. You saw I went in and tweaked the level of the side stick there on that last playthrough. It was coming in a little loud, just that thwack of the side stick was really overpowering. It was stepping on the vocal a little bit. The only thing I was kind of iffy on was the level of the vocal from like the third verse here out into the final chorus. Felt like it could use just a touch more volume on it, but other than that, I'm really, really happy. I don't think we need the concert horns here. Those were muted in the first chorus. Those can be our little bit of lift in the final chorus. I'm pretty happy with how everything is sounding here on this track. The drums came together nicely. The bass feels really good. It stays even when he jumps up into those higher pieces in the verse section. The guitars and keys mix really nicely. We tucked that mid-range back on them. Like I said, the only thing I'm kind of weary about is maybe I'd bump the vocal up just a half dB there, and then I'm probably going to go through at some point and tune the vocal and make sure some of those notes that are a little under sit nicely with the rest of the track. Other than that, I'm really, really happy with how this track is sounding. If you want to mix along with the stream here, if you want to mix along with this video, you can download the multi-tracks for this song using the link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description. The song is called A Little While. You can follow that link through and you can download the track. There's a bunch of other multi-tracks on that page as well for any of the past live streams. You can download them, mix along with the videos, the lives here on the channel, or you can just use them as your own free mixing practice. Thank you so much for hanging with me here on the stream today, dealing with my nasalness and my indecision because I'm a little bit stuffed up here. I appreciate you, and I will see you in another stream very, very soon.